That might be
It's a
great,
sandbox.
wide
It's a
shot.
soapbox. It's FanBox.
And welcome to Tardis Talks. This is It's FanBox. You can find us at itsfanbox.com. Also, It's FanBox or fanboxnetwork.com. Find out about this and other stuff that we're doing. If you are excited about Superman and it coming out, there was a great conversation that we had on Thursday night. So be sure to go check that out on our YouTube channel. It should also be on our Facebook page. But most importantly, you can find us on other platforms. You can find us YouTube, Facebook. You can find us on Twitch and Kick for no other reason than just posting things out there and not being on X for good moral reasons. But regardless of that, I am Tony. I'm Mr. Marvelite. You can find me at Mr. Marvelite everywhere. And we're short a couple people this week, but that's okay. Just gives us a little bit more opportunity to talk about stuff that has nothing to do with Doctor Who. We are trying to go through Doctor Who from the beginning of the new Who with 2005's Eccleston, and we are now into season 2, talking about School Reunion with Sarah Jane Smith and David Tennant as the 10th Doctor. Let's go ahead and let's see here. Boop. Hold on. There we go. David, tell us where we can find you.
I am Xanatos1138 on all social medias, mostly TikTok, but that is me everywhere.
Yeah. I love the brighter with the blinds open. We can see you. And Niko.
Hello. Niko Skywalker on TikTok, Skywalking Niko on Instagram. You can see me meet an Olympian randomly on there.
Awesome. And David, you just met somebody yesterday. Go ahead and I think it's more appropriate for the show to say what happened and where we can find it.
Yeah, I posted it on TikTok and Instagram, but I did a meet and greet with Christopher Eccleston yesterday at Florida SuperCon. I drove 2 hours really just for that, and I also met Jeremy Renner. I literally went, met those two, and then drove right back home. But it was cool. I didn't quite know. I never quite know what to say to these people when I get up there, but he was very nice. He took a picture with me and he said, cheers, buddy, and pat me on the back, and we shook hands, and that was a pretty cool interaction.
Yeah. It almost would have been cool if he said something like, this is the 9th Doctor and you're watching Tardis Talks, but
I thought of that in line, but the amount of times I've been rejected, and he seemed very the restrictions seemed very tight, so I didn't even try to ask. Even with Jeremy Renner had the same kind of setup that I've seen with Ewan McGregor and other people, where there was a big black curtain and you were led back there to avoid anyone taking a picture of him. So he just signed merch, signed his book, signed pictures, and then you were ushered out. But he was also a very nice person to interact with.
Yeah, I would imagine with the amount of demand that they get with the fan base, they have to be cautious. But I'm going to put this out there because just in case somebody's listening later on or watches and decides they want to do this, if anyone were to get any of the cast of Doctor Who to make a statement about their character and introduce Tardis Talk and get me the video of it, it's got to be at least a decent looking video. Don't pocket something, but get us a video of them plugging Tardis Talk. I will make Tardis Talk shirts and I will send one to you. So that's just out there. I'm just saying. But regardless,
post it on all socials.
Exactly. I will do that. I will make it happen. And then maybe we come up with something cool. I don't know, but we'll do that. And then we'll give you a personal thank you on the show and whatever. But yeah, absolutely. So School Reunion. This is the vehicle in which the Sarah Jane or the Sarah Smith or Sarah, what was it? Sarah Jane Chronicles.
Sarah Jane Smith.
Yeah, it's it's a lot. These names. Yeah, let's what are your thoughts? Let's just jump into it.
I love this episode. I loved it, seeing it as a new Who fan, but having gone back to old Who, it's so cool to see because David Tennant is also a fan of like that era Sarah Jane came in, so it's just like they're really both playing. It's like we never left. It's like, yeah, we do. You do that gaps in times and stuff. It's like, hi.
Was that her when they first introduced Sutek? Was that her with him, or was that somebody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Which would have been cool when they brought Sutek back to have her like appear. But yeah, no, never mind. I think that goes to the spoiler. Yeah, no. I'll keep quiet.
Well, I don't know how good the actress's health was at that point in time, or if she was already passed away. But yeah, I'm sad.
Yeah. Also, do you think that like certain situations like this, like with Sarah Jane, like part of the reason to pull her back was not just because they were going to do a show, but because David Tennant wanted to revisit some of this stuff? Because I feel like when you go back and look, I think there are some nostalgic moments with Tennant. Like because I imagine like in the stories they write the stories, but then the doctors are also like, I really want to do this or I really want to do that, and there's got to be like a healthy level of that in some cases of like, what is your wish for being Doctor Who, and how can we kind of make that? And I would feel like with him being a big Who fan, it's like Capaldi. Capaldi, I can imagine like had some say in what he incorporated because of his personality and what he loved about Doctor Who.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Capaldi in interviews. He'll just like be talking and then randomly like snapping the character, be like, Shinikido. But yeah, anyway, I love my time on Doctor Who.
Now, the actor, I forget his name, but the actor who played like the lead bat, the headmaster.
Oh.
I first saw him in Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Giles, and then more recently in Merlin, he played Uther Pendragon. He plays a bad guy very well.
Yeah, it's kind of like the guy who plays Merlin in Kingsman. Until that moment, all I knew him from was what was it? The dude from Sherlock Holmes. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Now I gotta look up. I'm trying to be Johnny today, and it's not working so well. Okay, so he played Lord Blackwood in Sherlock Holmes, Mark Strong. And then like the only time I ever watched him in a movie that I liked him was in Kingsman. And then you get to this point where like, oh, this guy's a villain. How is he going to be anything other than a jerk? And then he starts singing West Virginia in the second movie. And you're like, I don't want him to go.
See, if I had thought of it in the moment yesterday, I would have told Christopher Eccleston, "Hey, I loved you in Gone in 60 Seconds," and see what he says.
Oh no, I would have been like, dude, I loved you as Destro, or no, not Destro. What was it? Destro in G.I. Joe.
Oh God, yeah.
So I want to be Simon Pegg.
Yeah, Anthony
Simon
Head
Pegg
was
loved you in Doctor Who.
Yeah. Anthony Head was Master Finch in the series. And yeah, like I remember him from I didn't even think about it. I remember him from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So Merlin, Ted Lasso, Repo
Man or something like that. It was a weird musical.
Yeah, the genetic opera.
Yeah.
I had to watch that for real study once, and I could not. Like I sat here listening to everybody else like glow about it, and I was like, ooh.
It was recommended to me like highly, and I think it was cheap at the time, so I just bought it, and I was like, this movie's weird.
Yeah. So School Reunion, they're using kids to crack code. What I think what I liked about this episode was this is Mickey tasking them to do something because he's like on his own little journey of keeping the world safe, because of course when you're with the doctor you tend to notice the weird things and worry about them, and so he's the one that tasked them to come do this. And Rose doesn't think there's anything wrong at first. She's just like, did you just use this as an excuse to get back with, to see me again? Whereas like the doctor is like, oh yeah, makes perfect sense. Mickey's right on spot on for this. And that's the only moment where Mickey really kind of gets any credit, because he's the bumbling fool that again gets like rats falling on him and stuff and everything.
He
And
screamed.
yeah.
Mickey realizing he was the Tin Dog was a highlight.
My the Tin Dog.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm the Tin Dog. And Sarah Jane Pat.
He wishes he was K9.
K9 going, we are in a car.
He was really enamored, the doctor, with seeing Sarah Jane again. It was kind of funny when she makes the comment like, oh yeah, John Smith, like my friend used to use that phrase. And he's sitting there going, really? And he's saying things like spectacular and like all this stuff. And I'm thinking, you don't think she at all? And the moment she sees the TARDIS when they're going through the school and she like just backs out and he's standing there, it's like, she's got problems with him, but at the same time, like, she was like so happy to see him. And she was happy to see him. And then the more she sat with him, the more upset she got, because she realized, one, he replaces people with other people. And then at the same time, like, he left her and never came back. And,
in that moment too, he was like Batman. He was just there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sarah Jane.
And I like the friendship that developed between Rose and Sarah Jane after they realized, like, oh, we're very similar.
I like that rivalry at the beginning too, where it was like they were like the part where she goes, it's like, oh, never heard of you, and he's like, no, I've mentioned it. Yeah, I've mentioned her. He's like, no, wait, no.
Not at all.
Now the bats were kind of like chimera though, weren't they? Like they took in the dean. Now that was the thing. Like, so the first time we see the headmaster really consume anything, it's a little girl who she's from a group home, which, man, the writing in these stories sometimes are just messed up, like really messed up.
See, there was a couple of times where I feel like they edited something or cut out something that would have been, unless I missed it, which is also possible. But when the doctor just kind of like Eureka's about the goo being their weakness, I don't know if that ever came up prior.
So like him saying Eureka, or like
no, he didn't actually literally say Eureka, but it was one of those moments where he's like, oh, it's the why am I blanking on the word he used for their the stuff they put on the chips?
Now we get like a foreshadowing of it at the beginning, because when Rose is in the kitchen, they're being really careful with the canister, and it spills on one of them, and like all of a sudden she's like steaming, and they like put her in the room, which was one of my favorite parts of the episode, because like she's screaming like profusely, and they're dragging her in this office, and they close the blinds, and Rose starts to call the ambulance, and the girl goes, what are you doing? He's like, I'm calling an ambulance. And she's like, she's fine. And she screams, and like there's this like guttural noise, and she does that. She goes, she's like, she does that sometimes. And then closes the door. And it's like, Rose, I know, is noticing this and sees that this is questionable and this is something to report back. But at the same time, it's like, do these aliens really feel like people from the UK and from England are going to literally just like see something like that happen, and someone says, oh, that's normal, like, okay, fish and chips, anybody? Like, it's so funny how a BBC show makes people from that area kind of seem really oblivious sometimes, and they're like, yep, that checks, it's good.
Okay.
This show always like every time I watch an episode like this, it makes me crave French fries. Like I have to go get French fries now.
Chips.
There.
Chips. Yeah, in this case.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you're 4 hours from Epcot. Go to the British go to the UK and get some fish and chips. It's actually really good.
I think I've reached my road trip quota for a while. The traffic in like the area of Fort Lauderdale and Miami was just sucked. So I'm good for a while.
I will say that when going down to Florida, I am really thankful that for whatever reason, we were always going against the traffic.
Mm.
Like when we were coming in on that Sunday to Orlando, everyone was leaving. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is going to be next week when we're leaving. And then when we were leaving, everyone was coming in. And I'm like, did we miss something? I'm like, okay, that's perfectly fine.
This is the first time that I did it in a car that I really care about.
Oh,
Because like before I was driving like, yeah, this is fine. This is just
Mustang.
my regular car. But yeah, my Mustang, I'm like, I don't want anything to happen to this thing. And someone came real close to hitting my tail light when they were changing. It was stressful.
I can relate. When I wrecked my Mustang, I was almost inconsolable because it was totaled. And then this is the worst part. A couple months later, I get a Facebook message. The guy who ended up buying it as a salvage title was fixing it up and made it look like brand new again. And I just sat there going, hurts right here. So
Oh,
it was
that
terrible.
sucks.
It was terrible. But then I felt better because like a month later he goes, "Hey, the car keeps cutting on and off. Like I can't keep the engine running for." I'm like, yeah, "Thanks." That's right. You can't enjoy my things.
That's what you get for making it look nice.
It's my baby. That's why he doesn't like you. Yeah. So the Chimera Bat people. I forget what their names are in this series. Let's see. They are called the Krill. No, I don't want you, Siri. Shut up. The Krillintites.
Okay, did she say okay?
Yeah, she did. It's like the Krillitanes. It says a composite species that takes desirable attributes of species they conquer. And I thought it was interesting because he's like, "Hey, think what we could do with a Time Lord." And it's like,
Now I don't know if this was a theme back then or at least as prominent as now, but all of the pieces of this plot felt kind of like I didn't see it till it was pointed out to me, but it felt kind of like maybe they're doing a comparison to AI, like how AI is structured with all of the kids' brain power into this one thing, and I'm still not quite sure of the pieces, but I just wanted to throw that out there because it was posed to me.
okay. I was always thinking about like also like child labor, like the utilizing children. Like, I mean, let's face it. What was it? Okay, this is going to age me a little bit. Reminds me of the PlayStation 3. Remember? Did any of you guys have a PlayStation 3?
I did. Yep.
Okay. So do you remember there is that that university project that was on the PlayStation 3 that you could like loan your PlayStation to do computing time for like a genome project? And like what you could do is you could turn it on and let it go, and it would like there was a university, I can't remember what it was, where it was, but they used it to break down like proteins. And so they linked everybody's PlayStations as like this giant computer, and the more people who linked to it, the more they could break down for these projects. And so I thought it was the coolest thing, but then I'm sitting there going like, they're using my item that I purchased as something for them, and I'm getting nothing out of this at all. And I'm like, I'm turning that off. And so it's like when I saw the kids like sitting there and they're all droned and stuff. Yeah, the food made them smart. And I wonder, it's like there are probably parents in this Hooniverse who, after their child's school blew up and they got moved somewhere else, are like, man, my kid's grades have gone down. I really miss this headmaster. Where did he go? Like, why my kid was so smart under him. And it's like, yeah, it was the chips.
When all the kids cheered when the school blew up, I was like, that's totally me. That's what I would do.
Same.
Yeah, and the kid is
"You
like,
work school?"
did you blow up the school? He blew up the school. Yeah. It reminds me of the times when kids would pull the fire alarms, like right before a test. And you're just like, yeah, I'm not doing that test today.
No more school. A kid's
Mhm.
best dream.
Yeah. Let's see. Sarah Jane's salty about the doctor letting K9 go until we find that he did an upgrade.
Mhm.
It also plays into like the companions all have different opinions of the doctor when the doctor leaves them. There are some that have left the doctor and it's on good terms, but when you really think of like the line of like what happens to them, like I was just rewatching special 3, I think it was, on Disney Plus with the toy maker, and so I'm sitting there and like he starts listing off companions, and he's like telling the story of like Amy Pond and Rory and this and that and Clara and everything else. And he's like, well, that happened that way. He's like, oh, it's okay. Forgive it. He's like, he was just like, yeah, he's like, it's okay then. And it's just the way he just like emphasized. I'm like, yeah, the doctor really doesn't take responsibility for what happens to his companions.
11 and 12 might have had like the worst outcome. Like it wasn't like they died, but they definitely had the most dire outcome where like 2 of them got sent back in time forever. One of them got changed into like a cosmic puddle of water to travel around space. But actually, before that, they were a Cyberman. Like there's
Oh yeah,
so many.
Billy. Oh.
Yeah.
Or Bill. And then it was so funny because like he's like, oh, poor Clara. He's like, she was killed by a bird. And he's like, well, she was caught in between her first and last breath. He's like, oh, it's okay then. It's like, really, doctor, you kind of need to. And I know, because like Chudy says it later on. It's like, we're doing therapy out of order, but it's like, there needs to be some responsibility. But no, there's not at all. And since Sarah Jane's just sitting there like, you never came back, I thought you were dead. And he's like, no, I didn't die. And it's just like, well, that doesn't make it any better. It's like, go back to when you left that girl and at least tell her I'll see you again in like 30 years.
That happened to Amy. Came back by accident 10 or 12 years later, or more than that, and she had to tell him, it's like, yeah, I had to go to therapy. They were telling me you were an imaginary friend. Like her whole childhood blew up because of the doctor.
Yeah, and I thought it was so funny because it's like every time he would go somewhere, they're like, "Oh, look, it's the funny doctor." Like he is real, and it's like she was so mad at him. She's so mad at him, and then she forgave him.
Mm-hmm.
And they went on crazy journeys.
Yeah, and then you later on find out that she grew up with nobody, like she doesn't have parents and everything else, because she didn't know, like the creature or the what was it? It was the rift. Kind of like sucked her parents away, and so like how did this child grow up all on her lonesome and not remember it?
That was a crazy twist. Yeah, and we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, I do like the 12. I feel like the 12 stories, or I'm sorry, the 11 stories were more intertwined. Like it was just a big buildup, and it was just like it was like a web of
It
everything,
all comes back.
and you see the
Mhm.
silence again, and everything else. Like, oh, this isn't resolved yet. Like I loved that part of it. It like gave me chills.
Oh, when the doctor goes, I knew you weren't done. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you see him get the cowboy hat, and you're just like, oh no, this is where he's at in the timeline. Like they did a great job with it. I feel like some of Matt Smith's stories were peak in how they connected. Like it didn't feel like it had to be one big story because every individual story meant something. But when you saw the big picture, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
And this this episode would lead up to the spinoff for Sarah Jane Chronicles, I believe.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sarah Jane Adventures.
Yeah.
Which was funny because she first investigates a school that's got something that they're feeding the kids that's making them super smart, and then she goes into Sarah Jane Chronicles with a soda company that's feeding people stuff to make them compliant to the whims of the soda company. So
And the running gag that I found out after this episode the first time was that K9 blowing up is a common thing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Happened so much. Like there was one time, Ramon is just sitting on the beach. The doctor's somewhere in the background, and Kate, like, his ball flies into the beach water, and he just like beelines it. And Ramon is like, "No, K9, stop!" And he touches the water, it blows up. He just blows up. Like, what? this is a dog from the future, like a futuristic dog. You mean water, and he explodes.
that's great.
From the year 5000, like.
So
That's
like,
hilarious.
What happened? He's like, I fixed K9. He's like, did you go and get another one? Is this a new dog?
But it's almost like he didn't miss a beat. Like it was still the same dog, just like the data was transferred.
Yeah, because I mean, let's face it, they nothing's watertight when it comes to the year 5000, but at least you can rely on the consciousness of the dog transferring over. That's great.
He just pulled out like a floppy disk and put it up like the year 5000.
Affirmative. Oh, and that dog, the dog's voice is just always hilarious whenever he's like saying something. It's just like the obvious stuff. It's like I'm really glad that we know the technology advances to the point of where that dog is like one of the smartest things out there.
Yeah, in the Doctor Who mobile game, the way they have like different doctors communicate is for some reason K9 had a vortex manipulator implanted in him, and he can now time travel. So he just like appears with other doctors. He's like, when you put a 13, he's like, master, mistress, I have a message from the 4th version of you.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I keep seeing that game and I keep meaning to download it, but I just don't know if it's worth it because it's just like another black hole.
I started to play it when it first came out, and I don't know, I just like kind of fell off, lost interest. I can pick that up again, but now I'm doing the DC one that they came out with because it's got a Superman theme.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you guys think the likelihood of us getting like a good Doctor Who game, like kind of like in, let's say, the era of like a Telltale game or something?
I played the one for 13 that's kind of like first person, but it's more like you're walking around and trying to find stuff. And I remember being like jump scared in first person by a weeping angel, going, "Oh man, that's new. I didn't expect that."
That would be cool. Oh, a VR game with weeping angels.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love a Doctor Who game. I do.
See, now I want this. I haven't touched my VR goggles in a while. I need to go do that at some point too. They're just sitting in the corner. My kid plays it more than I do.
I had some for my PlayStation, but like it's not a whole lot of room in here to be doing VR, so like I'd sparingly.
Yeah, see, I think the last time I picked up my VR goggles is when they ported over the Iron Man game from PlayStation, and so I was playing that, which was fun. My kid's already beaten it, and he's like, "Dad, this and this, this." I'm like, "Don't tell me," because that was when we went to Thunderbolts, and he's like, "Dad, it's Ghost." He's like, "It's Ghost." I'm like, "Yeah, I know that's the villain from the game, but like it's completely different. Like it's okay." Yeah. So again, like I feel like I'm gonna have more to say when we get to like Matt Smith's run, or when we get a little bit deeper in. Like I think the next one we're talking about is the lady in the fireplace.
That is one of my favorite Tenet episodes.
Yes.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah. I have to go through. Like, I had a hard time with that one. I'm hoping that as I've sat with it a while, I haven't watched the full episode since I first watched it. So I'm going to give it a fresh watch before we do our episode next week. But it wasn't my favorites. And I know you guys weren't wild about me saying that before, but
It's just like, from what I remember, it's like Mickey decides to come along, so him and the doctor are constantly just like, basically the doctor's making Mickey look stupid whenever he can.
yeah. And Rose is just crapping on him because it's kind
Yeah.
of like, you don't know how it is to be with him. It's like, it's like,
But then he goes and like has a party, has a tie on his head, and Rose gets jealous.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then we're
Can't
not
wait.
even and when you if you think like the tension with Rose is interesting when we get to Martha Jones.
Oh,
There are times where I really like Martha Jones, and then there's like I miss. What was really funny was when I first watched the run of Doctor Who, I was completely oblivious to the whole master groundwork that was being laid up until the master's appearance. I was like I'm like, okay, somebody doesn't like the doctor and is trying to warn her and everything else, and the mom's against it. Did not get it at all until the second time I watched it. And I was like, oh, that was the master. That makes sense now. I was
yeah.
like,
I was the only one in our friend group that found out about it naturally. Everyone else looked it up and got spoiled.
that's awesome. Yeah. I kind of spoiled it for myself because I wasn't paying attention well enough. I have made that correction now. I pay attention when watching Doctor Who.
Yeah, I had to start getting like weird tendencies watching it. I'm like, wait, I haven't been paying attention. I gotta restart this. I can't do this. What if I spoil something?
Right.
There are certain episodes where it benefits you to watch it twice.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, I hate saying it this way. It's not necessarily a casual watch. You can casually watch it and enjoy it, but if you've really been ingrained, and I think that's the thing. Like, okay, so we like changing the subject a little bit. You know, we talk about like the Marvel universe, how people struggle with it because there's too much interconnectivity and everything else. But we're watching a show that was revived, and we've started from the revival. Most of us have not watched all of old Doctor Who, but what's been really cool is as we're watching it and we're appreciating it as it is, Niko has been kind of like my historian and going, oh yeah, Sutek with this and this and that, and then there's this, and then just like talking about K9 and how K9 exploded, it makes me appreciate and or want to go back and watch those episodes. And so I don't think that there's fatigue as much as there's laziness with people, because I'll be honest with you, my entire persona has always been Marvel. But I was walking through a store yesterday and I was thinking, I think I'm kind of ready to be just a casual fan. And I might take a step back from being aggressive. And I don't know what that means for me, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like I'm more enjoying Doctor Who and I'm more enjoying D&D right now. So
are you about to become Mr. Dr. Light?
Mr. Doctor, the Mr. Doctor?
Mr. Doctor.
That's strange. Who am I to say? Or Mr. Superite? No, I don't know. I still love and I enjoy Marvel, but it's like I also realize, like, because I'm looking at my room and I'm thinking, I really want to incorporate more D&D stuff. I'm like, I wonder what I'm going to sell in order to get to a place to have room for something else. I know, because I have my anime corner over here, mostly anime, but yeah, can't really see it too well. I need more Doctor Who stuff. I feel like the requirements for us should be a Captain America shield on our wall, and sonic screwdrivers, because like I feel like that's like becoming the thing now. Because like Will made me. I'll be honest with you. I complimented them. I complimented Will's sonic screwdrivers because I thought they were actually lightsabers at first. That was before I was watching Doctor Who. So nice lightsabers, Niko.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should score. That way Johnny can go back and watch this episode and realize that we could have appreciated him being here too. What are your thoughts, David?
I'm somewhere between a 7 and 8, only because this was a good episode, but it's like not one of my more favorite ones. I'll give it an 8.
Okay. Niko?
About 7.5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Niko on this one. There are times where you have them focused on one place, like one setting, and it pays off. Like when we were talking about the gas monsters or the gas creatures in season 1, or later on when we get to the Daleks and the Cybermen going at each other in Torchwood. Like the building itself was just fun because it's one place, but there were so many facets within it that they make them good episodes because I think the setting is just a lot of fun. And then like when you look at like Hellbent, or Heaven Hellbent, was it Hellbent where he was
Heaven
trapped?
Sent and Hellbent.
Heaven Sent
Heaven
was when
Sent, he was trapped.
he was trapped. Yeah,
Hellbent.
that's the one. Heaven Sent, where like the place is in itself, it's one big place, but there's a lot going on. The school was it was okay. And they're introducing a character I didn't know so well, but it was also fun to kind of know and to get some relevance with K9 because I had seen K9 and stuff. But again, like I guess if you would have asked me when I first watched it, would have been higher. But the more I watch episodes where they crap on Mickey, I kind of start getting a little bit more like bitter about it. Does that make sense? Because I really like Mickey. I think Mickey was a character that they should have done better with. So that's my opinion.
I don't like Mickey as much, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, it was so funny because like, okay, so cell phone wallet keys are Mickey Smith is his name, and he's like, yeah, I always thought it was fun to Mickey because I'm like, yeah, that's a rough name to have when you're a Doctor Who fan.
Oh man.
Oh man, Mickey Smith.
Yeah, that's tough, and it's so unique. Like it's not, you don't hear a lot of it, but yeah. That's the name you won't name your kid when you know the character.
Right?
Hey, this kid looks stupid. We're going to call him Mickey Smith.
Mickey Smith.
All right. Any last thoughts? Anything going on? Anything we can, I'm going to reiterate this again. Please, guys, if you end up meeting anybody from Doctor Who and you want to send us a video of them like promoting Tardis Talk, I will send a t-shirt. I will make them and send them out. So we'll see what happens. Probably nothing.
Please.
Yeah. And if you guys did not see our Superman thing, it was a lot of fun. It was probably our biggest group in a while. And honestly, I'd love to hear some of these guys get on and talk about Doctor Who too. So we got to make that happen.
Yes.
Lots of great people on that panel. Yep.
Absolutely. With that said, let's see, Niko, go and tell us where we can find you.
Niko Skywalker on TikTok, Skywalker Niko on Instagram. Doctor Who is what I do.
David.
Xanatos 1138 on all socials. You can't see the light because it's too bright in here. Mostly TikTok, Instagram, trying to do Twitch. I keep saying that every week, trying to will myself to do it. I play video games, so why not? But yeah, you can find me talking about everything Doctor Who, Star Wars, all sorts of stuff, wrestling,
And I'm Mr. Marvelite. I don't know what that means anymore, like what I'm going to be doing other than talking about Doctor Who here, which you can find us every Sunday at 2:00 talking about Doctor Who, whether it's a long episode or not. It just really depends on how much we are compelled to talk about it. I think like it's funny because I really like David Tennant as a doctor, but I also realize some of his episodes, there's not a lot of meat to talk about in some of them. I can't wait till we get to like midnight. And we start talking about that. I can't wait till we talk about some of the like I'm going to be really talking about when we get to like the alternate dimensions and like dealing with Torchwood. That stuff is fun. And then I will be I think I will be like nonstop talking during series 11, like with the 11th Doctor's run, because I don't know why, but I think going back, I think they're the most rewatchable episodes personally. But I do like
Yeah.
I do like the 12. There's some with Capaldi that I do like go, oh, this again, but not many. And
Yeah,
then
but
I
11
can't
for
tell you,
me, my most rewatched Doctor.
yeah, I can't tell you when the last time I've really paid attention to 13th Doctors again. You know what? The Demons of Punjab. I do like that episode a lot. I don't know why, but I do.
Yep,
Same
good.
episode as Miss Marvel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yep, same exact thing, but still good.
All right. Well, you guys, you can find us on It's FanBox, itsfanbox.com, fanboxnetwork.com. This will be posted on the podcast. For those of you who are driving and you're listening to this, I'm sorry it's not a longer episode, but that's okay. We'll be more talkative later. Yes, this is a episode for all family members because Johnny is not here to make any innuendos, so we're good. Shout out to Johnny, Sarah, and Will who could not be with us today. I'll hopefully see them next time, and hopefully we'll maybe see you some point if you're interested in joining the Tardis Talk team and just talk about an episode that you love, or if you just want to shout out, please message us. You can do itsfanbox@gmail.com or contact@itsfanbox.com. Either one, I check them occasionally and would not have a problem seeing what we can do. But with that said, you guys have a wonderful afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Since Johnny's not here, I don't really feel